How's it going, everybody? This is RBT coming at you with Friday questions and answers, episode 32. I know this is not uploaded on a Friday again, but staying with the series name. I apologize I didn't get this video uploaded on Friday. I got home Friday and pretty much had to leave as soon as I got home. So I apologize about that, and I didn't get home till late at night, and I crashed when I got home. So this will probably be, I just made my recap for the Alabama Ole Miss game. So I don't know if I'll upload this at the same time I do the recap, but it'll either be tonight, Saturday, or you'll be seeing this on Sunday. So nonetheless, it's still me Friday questions and answers, episode 32. And if you don't know and you're new to the series, if you want to be part of the series, leave a question in the comment section below. And next Friday, hopefully, I will make a video and your question will be featured in the video. So just leave a question. It'll be about anything, sports, my life, school, anything. And I'll be sure to answer it next week. In episode 33, Stanford took a 17-3 lead over Washington State. Okay, Cormac Shuetti says, thanks for answering my question. That helped a lot, and I hope you're right about LSU beating Georgia. My name is Shooty. Shooty, that's your name, Shooty. Don't worry, nobody's ever got it right. No, man, sorry. LSU came so close to beating Georgia that last drive, but props to Georgia. They played a heck of a game. LSU played a heck of a game, too. Great offensive shootout. Both quarterbacks, Zach Mettenberger and Aaron Murray, played great. But one team had to win, one had to lose, and it was home field advantage, I think, really won it for Georgia. Buckeye Fan 2013 says, who do you think will win the World Series this year? Man, I hope it's the Red Sox, and that's something I'm hoping to make a playoff prediction video. I got to remember, video. I don't know if I make it general for the MLB or make it general just about for the Red Sox. I have not. I apologize if you're a Red Sox fan out there that watches my videos. I'm just completely blown out on my videos for the Red Sox in the second half of the season. I don't think I made one Red Sox video in the second half, but but keeping up with the team, watching all the games, I don't know, I just never felt the need to actually come on here and with all the videos I'm already uploading, come on here and make a video about a series or something. But I will do one for the playoffs, and hopefully I'll do one for each matchup in the playoffs for the Red Sox. So, with the answer to your question, sorry about that. I really think the Red Sox have a great chance with the pitching staff that we've assembled over the course of the season. Clay Buchholz is back, even Ryan Dempster, who's been okay. Been okay in the so far. Well, throughout the season, he's moving to the bullpen for the playoffs, and I think we just have a strong rotation. I believe we have timely hitting, a good team, and great leaders in Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, Johnny Gomes, who's one of my favorite players personally. And heck, I think we have a great chance. But if it's the Red Sox and Braves series, I don't care. I'm going to a game in Atlanta. It's like an 7-hour drive from here, and it's pretty much the closest baseball team to my area. And I'm going. I don't care. It's a once in a lifetime chance. I'm hoping for a Braves Red Sox matchup. But if it's a team other than the Red Sox that wins the World Series, maybe the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I think, have a good chance too, with how hot they've been. Because it's really about what team gets hot at the right time. I mean, any team can go through and get hot at the end of the season and be able to win the World Series. I mean, it's just how it is. So whoever's hot at the right time. So any team has good chances the next team. JD Sports asks, how far can you throw a football? Good question. A couple months ago, I went out and threw with a couple of my friends, and I was throwing maybe, this was before I added 30 pounds onto my frame. I weighed, about mid-May, I weighed 142, and I gained about 10 pounds at the time, and when I went out and threw, it was probably mid-June. I was throwing about 50-55 yards, but since then I've gained about 20 extra pounds. I weigh 172 now, and my arm strength really has improved tremendously. And I can throw. I've at least added 5-10 yards onto my throwing motion because I throw all the time. I'm on an intramural team, and my arm strength has improved a good bit, and I love it. I can throw at least 60, maybe 65 yards. That's a stretch. I'd be comfortable saying 60. But yeah. Chance Baker asks, Who would you rather be hit by, Vinny Sinceri, Terrence Cody, or C.J. Mosley? Oh God, probably Terrence Cody, because the other guys have a good amount of acceleration behind them. Terrence Cody, we all know, is not the fastest guy in the world, so he'd be hitting kind of slow. But probably Terrence Cody, even though when he lands on you it hurt, but he's not as fast, so it won't be that big of an impact. Chance Baker says, "What do you think of Alec Morris? What did you think of Alex Morris in the spring game? He seems like a big guy with a rocket arm, kind of like a small round mallet." Watching his highlight film in high school, watching him play at Alabama, you know who he reminds me of? I think I've even mentioned this before in my videos. He reminds me of maybe a little bit smaller version of Ben Roethlisberger. He really does. Extremely similar feet work. Pretty much, maybe an inch smaller, but pretty much the same build. And he has, like you said, he has a rocket arm, and he looks very impressive. I honestly, if I had to pick a quarterback I think will emerge as the starter next season, I think it's gonna be Alec Morris. I believe it's gonna be between him and Luke Del Rio. But we'll see. I think he looked good in the spring game. He threw a couple picks, if I can remember correctly. It's been so long ago, but if I had to compare him to somebody, it'd be Big Ben. Honestly, I think he has all the arm strength in the world. Crazy how his only other offer before Alabama was Wake Forest. He was actually committed to Wake Forest before he switched and got the offer from Alabama. So we'll see how he does, but I think he looks pretty good. Mega Basketball Boy asks, "What's your predictions for Ole Miss and Alabama?" Oh, well, the game just happened, and watch my. You didn't see my preview video, but I believe I said 34-24. But hey, 25-0. I'll take it, man. I gave Ole Miss too much credit. Ole Miss is a great team. Our defense just played great today, and stepped up big when they had to. And Ole Miss still has a great offense. They just came up with a dud today. Brian Manning, how do you think Kyle Murphy will do for the Gators this year? Because Jeff Driscoll obviously got injured. I think Tyler Murphy's going to do good. I would have said this before the Kentucky game. He played well. I think he was 11-11 in the first half or something crazy like that. Sorry, I didn't turn my phone on silent. But I think he's more mobile than Jeff Driscoll. I didn't get too much of that game, but I did. I watched a little bit. He looked accurate. Made some good throws, good decisions. I think he provided a spark. I mean, Florida scored more than 20 points offensively, so that's a good sign. Even against Kentucky, Florida's points come at a minimum, and if they score 20, if I was a Florida fan, I'd be happy. And he obviously provided an offensive spark. I don't even know that the score ended up in that game, but nonetheless, I think he'll do okay. I think we'll lead them to a bowl game. I mean, they're undefeated in the SEC right now, so who knows if they could. They have the defense to be able to win the SEC East, but if he can provide a spark for their offense, who knows what can happen? Because I think every team in the SEC East is coming up with at least one loss in conference. So that is that. He also says, "What are your opinions on the Dolphins so far, with them being one of the few unbeaten teams left in the NFL?" I think they look good. I think Ryan Tannehill has them moving in the right direction. I mean, they're undefeated. They've won a couple close games, but they look very impressive. I mean, if you're a team, any team should be proud of themselves going 3-0. I think they'll have their hands full with the Saints. I'm not sure if they can win that game, but hey, they've been playing well. They proved me wrong early on in the season, so you never know what can happen. They're a for real contender in the East. I mean, they could beat the Saints, but I mean, it's going to be tough. Either the Saints is going to be tough. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I mean, it's a toss-up game for real. I mean, they're in that stature right now to be mentioned with teams like the Saints being just as good as the Saints. I mean, they run different. I mean, of course, they have different styles, but you know what I'm saying. Have playmakers around them, good wide receivers. The defense is playing pretty good. They're clutch when they have to be. They make the plays when they have to. They've won a couple games at the end of the game, so they're clutch and they're moving in the right direction. So I think they're well, the question was, do you think they're becoming one of the better teams in the NFL? Maybe. I think they're top 5, not top, maybe top 7, maybe in the NFL. So I think they could really easily make the playoffs, rather it be the AFC division crown or the wild card. Jake Fredericks asks, who do you think, or who will be the first QB off the board in the NFL draft next year, Teddy Bridgewater. I believe that wholeheartedly. Patrick Bingham1234 asks, some people were saying the ACC is better than the SEC this year. What are your thoughts on that? And what do you think about Stanford's ability to finish games last Saturday? They gave 21 points to Arizona State in the fourth, and is Manziel sliding out of the Heisman talk? Okay, 3 questions here. I think that's absolutely ridiculous and just ignorant to say the ACC is better than the SEC. Yeah, they have 2 pretty good teams in Clemson and Florida State, but there's no way I believe that they're top to bottom anywhere near the ACC. I think the ACC is gaining. They're looking pretty good. They don't have that one horrible team like a lot of conferences do, but top to bottom, just overall, I don't think they're anywhere near the SEC. I think if you put them to a discussion, say the Big Ten, you can have an argument there. But I think conferences right now go SEC, Pac-12, SEC, Pac-12, and I think it's pretty much a toss-up between the rest, being the ACC, Big Ten, and Big 12. Big 12 has a bunch of good teams, but not that one elite team, like pretty much all the other conferences do. And I think the ACC, they could be top to bottom better conference right now than the Big Ten, but hey, we'll have to see how that ends up. And we all know the AAC is the worst BCS conference right now. Other question, what do you think about Stanford's ability to not finish games? I think that was kind of a fluke. There was a bunch of big plays by Arizona State. I mean, it is a cause for concern. You want to be able to finish games cleanly and be able to win by a lot. And they didn't. I didn't even get to catch that game. I woke up in the morning and was like, wow, that was a close game. Then I was watching the highlights, and at halftime or in the middle of the third quarter, they were up by 30 points. I'm like, wow. And then finished the highlights. They came back, but I mean, a win's a win. That's all that matters. You can keep winning games. Doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. But they're a good team. Kevin Hogan, I fully believe in him being a really good quarterback, one of the best in the Pac-12. Maybe he's maybe the second best quarterback behind Marcus Mariota. But then you have to bring in Taylor Kelly, Kevin Price. So I'll just not even talk about that. But I think they're going to be okay. I think it was kind of a fluke. Let's see how they finish out against Washington State. That's who's playing right now, but I think they'll be fine. And is Manziel sliding out of the Heisman talk? Yeah, I think so. I think he'll be invited to New York. I think he'll be top 5, but I don't think he's gonna win. But it's not necessarily because of his play. I think really to win the Heisman for him, with everything that happened, he was gonna have to have a nearly perfect season. But hey, if he keeps going and playing like he is, I mean, it's nothing due to his play. It's just, I think, like I said, to win the Heisman, you just have to win the whole, go undefeated, go to the national championship, or maybe at least win the West. But hey, that's not out of the picture yet. If he wins the West, hey, I think he could win the Heisman again. But it's nothing to do with his play, really, because he's been playing like a Heisman winner. He's been putting up crazy stats, looking great. Alabama game, I wanted to, because he was looking like Johnny Manziel, looking like Johnny Football. Keaton Deppard asked, what is wrong with Jadeveon Young this season? I think it's not necessarily his play. They've thrown up a good amount of excuses for the first couple of games. I mean, that's understood. I mean, if he's sick, he's sick. I mean, you understand if the player can't play to their full potential if he's sick. And other games, I think something was hurt. His leg was hurt, and he was hurt, something like that. But anyways, I think it's just a mix of teams really playing for him, double teaming, really designing their offensive approach against him, running the ball away from him. He's still making a big impact, but he's really not really putting up stats for himself, but really opening up the field and opening up holes, since so many players are directing their attention and performance against him and against keeping him from making plays. It's really opening up a possibility for other players around him to make the play. So I think he's making a underappreciated performance on the field, because everybody's just looking at the stats saying, oh, why does he only have two sacks through this part of the season? Hey, it's kind of hard for anybody to get sacked when you're getting double teamed and even triple teamed sometimes, and you can't make tackles in the backfield when the ball's on the other side of the field. I mean, it's not his fault. Jake Fredericks asks, who do you think is the best running back in college football? Todd Gurley or Duke Johnson, one of those two. Mega U JDawgs asks, has Alabama truly shown who they are, or do they adapt to the situation? Which I believe he means. Do they play to their opponent? I don't think they've really played to their potential, or played as a complete team. One game, one one side of the football will look great, the other will look poor, or special teams looks good and both look bad, but they find a way to win. I think today, like I mentioned in my recap video, which should be uploaded by the time you watch this was really the first game. The Ole Miss game has been the first game they really played complete, even though the offense left some points on the board with having settled for field goals. But I think it'll get better and better. The offensive line looked good today. They got 240 rushing yards today. Don't quote me on that. Something like that. Maybe 250, something like that. But still, the pass protection is not near where it needs to be. AJ had a good game throwing the football. His completion percentage was high. The one pick he threw wasn't his fault. But a lot of that was due to pressure. I mean, he made a lot of good throws. He didn't make hardly any mistakes. He didn't make any mistakes, really. That one pick, like I said, wasn't his fault. But he was throwing with pressure on his face all day. Had to throw in the run. Really had to set up his own lanes, get outside the pocket to make throws. So he had a good game with all the pressure that he had. But that's not going to work all the time because AJ is known to have happy feet, not play one. He gets pressured a lot, which I think a lot of Alabama fans know that by now. So they need to improve pass protection. So right now it's really just gelling the whole team together. Once the offensive line can play consistent, week in and week out, play at least decent, we'll be okay. We'll be fine. How does it feel? This is also Mega U JDawgs ask, how does it feel to know that your favorite baseball team's mascot is a sock? Hey, we've won 98 games so far, or 97 or 98 games so far. So I don't care if our mascot's a piece of crap or a toenail. Hey, we're had the best record in majors. Justin Johnson asks your thoughts on Mike Shula. Oh God, man, had so much potential as a head coach, but just didn't pan out. He didn't recruit well. Wasn't a great play caller. The main thing, he just really didn't recruit well. You go back and look at the recruiting classes during the Mike Shula era, compare them to as soon as Nick Saban got to Alabama. The difference, Mike Shula recruiting class wasn't that great. And then he gets fired with a month to recruit. Nick Saban recruits his first ever big player at the University of Alabama in Rolando McClain. I mean, that's the big thing right there. He just didn't recruit well. He had some decent quarterbacks, and Brody Croyle was a pretty good quarterback. I mean, he really was. He just never was given the players around him. I probably still never forgive Mike Shula for leaving Tyrone Prothro in the game when he had so much potential as a player. God, I don't even want to think about that. He should not have been in that game. Was it 31-3 against Florida? God, and even throwing it deep, he should not have been throwing the ball deep. So I never forgive him for that. But I mean, he tried, man. He wasn't just wasn't the best fit. Wasn't the best coach. Maybe he'll get another opportunity one day. Now I believe he's with he's the quarterback coach. That's right. He's the quarterback coach of the Panthers of Cam Newton, which is interesting. But just really a bad era of Alabama football. Really, we weren't horrible, but it was just a long period of mediocrity that I'm glad we finally got over the hump and have turned into one of the best program in college football right now. And that's one of the most impressive runs in the history of college football, and that's awesome to be a fan of. But I just wonder how. I think as an Alabama fan, it's really just weird right now because we expect perfection. Well, not necessarily myself, but the fan base as a whole. I hate this. They just expect perfection, and I'm just dread the day where we lose multiple games in a season, and they'll be calling for Nick Saban's head at that time, and it's ridiculous. The dude brought us through so much, and we don't know how much longer this will continue. But I'd rather day we get back to a 9-win, 8-win team, and I don't even want to know what the fans complaining about the team right now. Undefeated, #1 team in the country, winning by 20 plus every. We've not won a game by less than 20 points, aside from the Texas A&M game, which is one of the better teams in the country. By God, if you don't beat a team by 40 points, we are horrible. We have so many former college coaches as our fan bases. It's ridiculous in our fan base, but hey, I'm enjoying it, and it feels so. If you win, as a fan, if you win national championships in a row, it feels so different every time because it's weird because it seems like if you don't win a national championship, it's a disappointment, and I hate to look at it that way because I mean every year is a different team. So you can't give one team and feel the same way about that one team as the previous team because it's a whole different bunch. So it definitely got way off topic, but overall thoughts of Mike Shula, not a good recruiter, and that is really shown in the play in the SEC. And Cormac, I already forgot how to pronounce his name. Was it Shuddy. Cormac Shuddy says, what are the 5 college football stadiums you want to see a game at the most? Oh man, I've already seen a game at Bryant-Denny. I mean, it's obvious. I want to see Austin Stadium, the Swamp, maybe the Horseshoe. The Horseshoe's pretty cool. Man, I'm not one of those stadium fanatics like a bunch of people. Maybe Death Valley, LSU's Death Valley, and that's 4. Give me a second here. Did I already say Florida? I think I said Florida already. If I didn't say Florida, but I had to say another one. Maybe Washington. Because Washington has a really loud stadium and it's so underrated. So maybe Washington. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so. Oh man, I hate this so much. I wanted to make a video on this separately. I still might. Drew and Caitlin brings up the topic. So EA lost a lawsuit to NCAA, and EA announced that they'll no longer be making the NCAA games. I saw this on an ESPN article. And what are your thoughts on that? Are you still going to continue your Dynasty series? And also another question: who's your favorite quarterback in Alabama history? Okay, I hate it so much. I mean, so many people, not just counting everybody that plays it as a whole, so many people are going to lose their job on this. I don't know why this comes to mind all of a sudden, but just for example, the dude I'm pretty sure everybody that watches YouTube videos have seen the advertisement for GameRosters.com. That's the dude's job. He makes the rosters for every game and people buy them. And how's he gonna have a job making new rosters every year for games that aren't coming out? That sucks for him. And the developers of the game, the company, they all lost their job, and it's so stupid. The NCAA are so greedy that they won't even allow compensation for the video game. I mean, I think it's so stupid because I think the people that actually that presented the lawsuit, they don't care that they're in the video game, and that didn't make them mad. It's just the fact that they wanted money. That's everything about the concussions in football. They're not concerned about concussions. They're just concerned about getting money. And it sucks. That's what changes the game. It's changing all sports. I mean, all of football. But it's not that they actually are concerned with the fact that they got a concussion once, want to act like they lost their memory. It's that they want money. That's all it is. And that's the same fact here. They don't care that it didn't affect them at a personal level that they were in a video game and didn't get compensated for it. It's just the fact that they wanted money. And I hate it because it's a game I look forward to playing every year. It's one of the few games that I buy every year. It's pretty much something me and my friends actually get to do together because we're all at separate colleges, and don't get to talk, hang out and stuff. So we play NCAA and have a fun time doing it. We won't be able to do it this season. Me and a couple of my friends go to the midnight release every year. Won't be able to do it. So it sucks for the people because a lot of people play it. For me personally, something that actually helped me do it helps me learn the players of every team. It really does. If you are confused at how I know a lot of the players, like how do I know who Wyoming's quarterback is? Brett Smith. I'm not sure if this is how I know, but hey, I've probably seen his name on NCAA, and it sticks with me, and that's something that helps me remember all the players on all the teams. And it really helps me, honestly, every year. And I won't be able to do that now because the new game won't come out. And it's fun. And it sucks that they cut it out the year that the playoffs don't, or the year that the playoffs will be coming on the game. That'd be awesome. Hopefully, this is a big hopefully and probably unrealistic. They could come out with patches, bringing out new rosters, and maybe in the playoffs, but that's unlikely, and that sucks. Because I mean, this game's been around since 1998, and it's just awesome. I mean, so many people are going to be disappointed in this, and hopefully, just hopefully one day they'll come back. It sounded like pretty much that this is out of the window, but it just sucks. And so many things are getting driven by money now. So much fun, so many things are being impacted by just money, and it's stupid. And it's so stupid. But hopefully, optimistically, they'll come out with a game sooner or later, another NCAA game. But hey, can't do anything about it. And about the Dynasty series, I don't know. I'll probably get sick of it after a while, but maybe I don't know if I'll continue it like a whole another year after what should be the NCAA release. But I'll probably keep it around for a while. But once it gets old to me, I probably won't. And it sucks because I made a lot of my videos on NCAA. That's how my channel got a lot popular. Every year, I make the how to download the roster video, and it gets 30,000+ views in like a month. That's really how I grow my channel, and I can't do that anymore. And that really does suck. That's really how my channel got semi-popular like it is. I don't really consider it popular at all because my videos like this don't get hardly any views. But I mean, I do it all for fun, really. But that suck. That really does suck. And what was your last question about? Who's your favorite quarterback in Alabama history? Oh, in Alabama history, man. In my lifetime, I believe AJ McCarron, probably. But if I had to pick a quarterback pre my lifetime at Alabama, it would probably be Joe Namath. Joe Namath or Kenny Stabler, one of the two. So that is it. 28 minutes in, not too long. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a question in the comment section below so you can be featured in next week's episode, which will be 33. And hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. And leave a like if I answered your question, because these videos don't get that many likes either. But this is one of my most popular series, too. I think I've been doing it for so long that a lot of people like watching these videos and being interacting with me and stuff. That like a lot of my videos, I can upload them for a day, and they only get 30 views. And the other videos get views over time, but this gets like 60 in a day, and that's impressive. So yeah. But like I said, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/S3RTR. And as always, roll tide, go Sox, and go Titans to you. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Peace.